traders. This is Rev Wood. I go by SageFT online. You're watching the live trading desk review and Rev Up for, let's see, the 23rd of November. Those of you that are in America, happy Thanksgiving next Thursday. There won't be any trading on Thursday. I might sit in on the Friday session, maybe, because they usually find a way to take it higher or lower. Most people think it just goes sideways, but if the algorithms can grab any alpha or edge, they're going to. All right, what I want to do this week is I want to talk about a trade that was taken on the extreme. And so the way that we want to set this up is we want to look at last week, right? Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. All right, now what you can see here is we go into the inefficiency in the market and we fail. We break the M, we go back up. We don't get to the inefficiency in the market, but we do, however, test this, right? So this is where this all starts to play. Right in here is where all of this starts to play. Okay, so now that's on the daily chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. What we're looking at here is the rejection of the 200 simple on the 4-hour chart. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep an eye on that. But before we get to the 15-minute chart, I wanna show you the 2-hour chart. And so the 2-hour chart says, well, hey, if we catch some momentum, because we're starting to fail on all of these, well, then I think we could really get down to this level here. All right, and that level is 6552. All right, now that's going to explain how we got to the target that I'm going to show you. Let's look first at the 15-minute, and I want to kind of show you the precipitous drop that it had, right, from, previous supply levels. So you can see how they just dropped it. They try to recover, fail again. All right, so now, how were we able to capture this? Watch, here I'm about to show you the way that we took it. All right, so as you remember on the 15-minute chart, we have a precipitous drop after failing at supply levels. All right, so then that sets up, this is also the 15-minute chart, but this is where the selling started to come in. I just have it kind of zoomed in because I have a lot, there was a lot of trades. It was really good price action, right? So now waiting for it to just go back into position one. So we sell here, this is a 15-minute chart. So how did we trade the 15-minute chart? Everybody asks this question. I'm going to show you. So because this goes back into position one and we have a fractal. Okay, because we have a fractal, we want the fractal to resume on the smaller time frame, and the fractal has to look just like the larger time frame. So this is the fractal. Let me turn all these off so it doesn't, everybody's like, oh, where did he enter? Where did he enter? Stop looking at that, right? Now, look, red overtakes green, white overtakes green, right? As we go back into position one, which is 8 going back down. So look, we're looking for the same thing. All right, so now let's see how it worked. 20 under the 200 on resistance, right? And resistance is the previous day's low, which is Tuesday's low, Wednesday's low, whichever one it was. What day is it? It's the 20th. Okay, that would have been Thursday. All right, so that would have been Wednesday's low. All right, which is 13 and a quarter or 13.75 if I remember it correctly. All right, so now you can see it right here. All right, so what we want to do is it came up and touched it, right? Push through, pull back. Boom, pong, ping. So we get short. Okay, so we enter perfectly. Perfectly. Okay. And so then we start our sell sequences, right? That's why it looks like it's buying and selling and buying and selling. All right. And so the way that it works is you want your fractal to, you want to be able to zoom in on your fractal and zoom out on your fractal. Okay. Think of being able to zoom in on a snowflake and it's exactly the same. And then in your microscope, you zoom out and it goes out and the fractal is exactly the same. It's exactly the same pattern. Let's just say it's an X. Boom, boom. Okay. And you zoom out, it's an X. Boom, boom. You zoom out, it's an X. You zoom in, it's an X made of X's, right? So that's exactly what we're looking at here, right? And so, but now, how did he know to cover at 54? How did he know the exact low was 54? How did he know the exact low was 54? All right, so now I'm going to show you. I wasn't guessing. There's no guessing in this, right? So remember on the 2-hour chart? Remember how I talked about 52? All right, so if we're all going to front run, the low of this, the close of this bar was 52. I want to front run it just a little bit. Now, where did I get the 54? I'm so glad you asked. Okay, if you look at this right here, this is 54. 54 is even. The median threshold of this move, of this here, lines up with this. So I chose 54. Okay, now let's just look at it on the 2-minute chart. Okay, so how did we play it? Every time I got reds, I tried to sell again. Okay, but once I got in enough, I wanted to just hold because I was already over profit for the day. This netted 4,900. Gross was 5,100. Okay, but look, 54. Okay, now if you want to see me call this live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is where we're trading the same thing over and over again. I use order flow. All right, let me show you. I use order flow and volume and tape in relation to price action patterns to formulate my trade ideas. All right, now, what do I think is going to happen next week? There's the review. I just wanted to review that trade so you guys could see something really fun. Now, what do I think is going to happen next week? Well, first of all, I've cleaned the chart up and we've nailed it. I do believe we do have to come down into all of this green. That's why I put these simple indicators on here. I believe there is something that has to be dealt with. Okay, and I'm gonna point it out. And this is from good man G-Man in our room there. Okay, right there. I do believe we have a 6,300 to 6,400 coming. Okay, I'll say that again. I do believe we have a 6,300 to 6,400 coming. Now, if we don't, okay, where does it go? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Rev, how come you're waffling? Perfect. I'm glad you're asking why I'm waffling. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up where I think it would go if we start to kick it into high gear. All right, there's two things that have to happen. First thing is it has to break the trend line. Okay, and if it breaks the trend line, all right, next thing it has to do is it has to get through or to this. Now, could it do this in one day? Sure. Absolutely. Sure it could. The odds of it doing that in one day are pretty low. The odds of it going down to this in one day are a lot higher than the odds of it going to up in one day. Now, I believe it has to draw on liquidity first. I do believe it has to sweep. I do believe they need a reload. So now, if they needed to reload, they would have to flush underneath all of this and figure out the liquidity situation and then go from there. Right now, if they need to reload short, okay, what's going to have to happen is it's going to have to go like this, right? It's either going to go into this area and fail because they're going to front load themselves. Okay, and remember these are the scenarios on if they're looking for liquidity to take it short on some sell side liquidity, right? So then there's sell side liquidity up here or right here. Okay, so here or right here and then down. Okay, or down. Right? Not this. It's not going to do this. I will leave that there. It will not do that. Okay? Because that's right. It will be a lot easier for it to flush this way. All right. So I'll leave that there. How do we want to play it? Well, you fractally, you just go down and you wait for the pattern to repeat. 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 You wait for the pattern to repeat, right? You wait for the pattern to repeat. And Jason, you know who you are. Jason, this video is for you. I was emailing you at the exact same time as thinking of thoughts for this video and why did I take that trade? So, well, there's your answer, right? If you look at the 1 hour, back to fractal, okay, 2 hour, back to fractal, 15-minute fractal, 4 hour, actually the 4 hour fractal down, right? Oddly enough, believe it or not, down, not up. So it's the same pattern on all of the time frames, up and down, not just zooming in, up. I hope that helps everybody. This is a great instructional video for you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I hope your teams are winning. I hope you're winning your sports bets. If you're betting, I hope your Bitcoin is making trillions of dollars. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Oh, by the way, that trade was taken on my Apex account. Use the code SageFT if you're going to check out. Apex has a really good deal going on. Actually, it's a really, really good deal. It's really cheap in the fact that if you pass your combines or your evals, it's only $40 activation fee. Okay, so they're 80% off the first month. Just cancel it after the first month, right? And just get another one if they're going to be on sale. Okay. And it's only $40 activation. Use the code SageFT at checkout. We'll leave the link in the description down below. Thank you. See you tomorrow morning. Folks, get ready. Get ready. If we're going to have wide range, we're going to trade wide range. We're going to take advantage of it. This is the kind of trading environment that allows you to pass lots and lots of evals and get the prop funding that you're looking for. Use the code SageFT if you're going to check out our affiliate links that we have. We'll see you. Thanks.